I thought I was invisible. Nobody ever noticed me until that night. I was standing there in the shadows of a life I didn't even realize I was living, and then everything shattered. What I saw, I couldn't believe it. I froze. My heart was pounding. And in that moment, the truth hit me like a storm I'd been blind to all my life. Stay with me, because what I'm about to tell you will change everything you thought you knew. I've always been quiet, invisible, even in my own home. People walked past me without a second glance. Conversations continued as if I wasn't there. I thought maybe that was just who I was, someone meant to fade into the background. I kept my head down at work, smiled politely, laughed when I had to, and quietly held in the storm inside me. Friends were few. Family, even fewer. I had perfected the art of being seen but not noticed. On that night, nothing seemed different at first. I had my usual routine: come home, make some tea, and sit by the window with my thoughts. But something was off. There was a tension in the air I couldn't place, a quiet unease that made my stomach twist. Then I heard it. The voices. Whispered, urgent, filled with a strange mix of fear and excitement. I crept closer, my pulse quickening with every step. Every instinct screamed at me to stop, to turn away, but I couldn't. The room was dimly lit. Shadows stretched across the walls like silent witnesses. And then, I saw her. Or maybe it was them, people I thought I knew completely, doing things I could never have imagined. My chest tightened. I couldn't breathe. The world as I knew it, it didn't exist anymore. I stepped back. My foot hit something, and the softest creak shattered the fragile silence. Every eye turned toward me. And, just like that, the truth was out. It wasn't just one secret. It was a web spun over years. Every lie I had believed, every smile that had hidden tension, every word that felt too carefully chosen, it all made sense now. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. The people I trusted the most, the ones I thought were my safe harbor, they had lives, secrets, and motives I never imagined. I wanted to scream. I wanted to run. But I stayed. Something inside me demanded I watch, demanded I understand. Tears blurred my vision. Anger rose like wildfire. Betrayal clawed at my chest, making it impossible to think, impossible to speak. I had spent so long hiding, believing I didn't matter, but the truth hit me harder. I mattered more than I realized, because I had just discovered something no one expected me to see. And the thing is, once you see it, you can never unsee it. The next days were a blur. Every interaction, every glance, every word carried a weight I couldn't escape. I had thought I was invisible, but now everyone knew I had seen the truth. I replayed the night over and over in my head. I analyzed every detail, every whisper, every shadow. I questioned myself, should I have stayed? Should I have walked away? And then came the confrontation. Not explosive, not dramatic, just quiet, tense, impossible to ignore. Faces I once loved stared at me, and I stared back. The calm before had vanished. Now everything was raw, stripped down to honesty and consequences. I realized something essential. Being invisible had protected me, but it had also blinded me. The pain of truth is brutal, but sometimes it's the only way to finally see. Weeks later, I sat alone in my room, the events still vivid, still pulsing in my chest. I thought about my life, about the invisible hours, the silences, the compromises. I thought about my courage, or maybe it was stubbornness, that night. I realized I had learned something profound. Invisibility is not weakness. It's a shield. But truth demands visibility. Truth demands confrontation. Truth forces growth, even when it burns. I still carry the pain of that night. I carry the shock, the heartbreak, the tension. But I also carry a new understanding of myself, of people, of the fragile, terrifying, beautiful complexity of life. I thought I was invisible until that night exposed the truth. And now I know I'll never be invisible again. If this story hit you like it hit me, take a moment to reflect on your own truths, your own shadows. Life is messy, painful, and unpredictable, but it is also profoundly illuminating. If you want more stories that reveal the unseen, the shocking, and the deeply emotional, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below. Your story matters too, and sometimes seeing the truth is just the beginning.